Roccat, Burst Pro, you done done me wrong for the last time.
Yeah, you tell it, boss.
You gonna hang from this tree for misfiring buttons.
And slip it all over the place.
Okay, this is the Roccat Burst Pro, as you can see in the intro. Spent a lot of time on that, like months. Anyway, this mouse is strange to me. I saw this mouse in a store everywhere I went. It was either on display or it was in stock, on sale, and this is what kind of got my attention. It's an LED under a honeycomb, but it's got this film over it, so it gives it kind of a nice little vibe of maybe like a 1970s Holiday Inn. I don't know, but it got my attention. And of course, you're able to put your hand on it, and it does feel nice. When you put your hand on it, it feels nice. The top part is a smooth texture. It's not eggshell, but it's not matte either. It's kind of an in between. And then the sides you have, I don't know if you can tell in this terrible webcam that I'm using because my phone was not working. It's got these little bitty etchings. See that? You can also tell it's a little glossy. See that? And it's got it on the other side as well. And what that's supposed to do is make it grip. This does not grip for me. When my hand gets a little bit sweaty, when it gets a little bit clammy and your mouse just like it sticks to it doesn't do that. The top part feels really nice, but the sides just don't. And I find myself when I'm picking it up, it kind of slides out as I'm moving it around. Not a good thing. The second thing is the buttons right here. As you can see those, I'll get a little bit closer right there. Where's my camera? They're a little high. They're right on the top of this part. So, I mean, they're easy to find, and they're fine. They just don't feel... They're just a little too high for me. And then, of course, the main buttons. You've got the DPI button right here. And then you got the wheel. The wheel feels nice. It's kind of hard to screw up a wheel, I think. You got a rubber coating on that. You got the LED shining through on both sides. This is cool. It's like, I'm a sucker for RGB. Everybody knows that. And then the mouse buttons are fine. They are kind of chunky, though. I'm going to hold this up to the mic. And kind of just ka-tunk, ka-tunk. I'm not the biggest fan of that. And I've had these not register when I clicked them. Both of them. Not just like one, like maybe there's something underneath or it's faulty. No, it's both of them. They have not fired for me. And, you can't have that. You're playing Call of Duty or you're playing Fortnite or Apex Legends and you fire and it's like you click 3 times and then on that 4th one it starts firing again. That's I don't know. Updated the firmware, software, everything. That did not work for me. Okay. I forgot to mention that this is corded because it's obvious. The cord is nice though. I mean, it is a paracord, but it's a little heavy. But it gave me no issues whatsoever. Not a problem at all. And I do like the wide feet. Just have the feet on the bottom. That is not an issue either. Like the Cooler Master, which I had to alter with the Dremel tool. But yeah. I mean, it does feel nice on the top. The sides get a little slick, which is weird. And the misfiring of the buttons. I can't recommend this mouse. I can't recommend it if you get one that does misfire. And the fact that it feels nice at first and then later it starts to get a little weird on the sides. And I know you can go, hey, just put some tape on it. But I don't think you should have to put tape on a mouse. I don't think that's a necessity, a requirement. I think out of the box it should work perfectly fine. If you want tape to get extra grip, I think that's perfectly okay. I do that myself on some mice, but I don't think that's a necessity. I don't think you should be required, or it should come with it. But they put this little texture on there, and it kind of does just the opposite. If it felt just like the top, it would have been perfectly fine. But again, it's because of the Misfire the buttons and just kind of really the way they feel. I can't recommend it. But we're going to look at the software anyway, so we'll go to that next. All right, here we have the Roccat Swarm software. And there's the mouse right there that I'm using, okay? And then under settings, of course, you have vertical scroll speed. You've got double-click speed, Windows pointer speed. Those are basically all the same. The DPI is pretty standard. You have 5 here that you can set. I've been using 800 a lot lately, so I just kind of eliminate one of these and keep it where I need to. And you do have a calibrate button where you can kind of calibrate, how that lands as far as your speed. You've got profiles down here, profile manager, of course, if you're into playing MMOs and whatnot. Button assignment, pretty standard stuff. The layout is interesting. It seems like a lot of wasted space and a lot of small text. Not a big fan of this. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Obviously, 2 is that button, 1 is that button, but it just doesn't look like they put too much thought into that. Illumination, obviously this is kind of my favorite. You've got the brightness, your settings, custom theme. You can change the color of the button and this separately, which is kind of cool. And then advanced settings is the polling rate, which I keep mine at 1,000. LED timeout. This is a corded mouse, so I turned that off. Angle snapping off, sound feedback. Now that I look at that, I'm not positive what that is. Does this thing have a speaker? No. So reset settings, obviously that'll go back to default. And that's pretty much it. You can see that I tried a Burst Pro Air right here, and it was not good either. I don't know what I was thinking. I sent that back because I lost my mind for a little bit. Anyway, so that is the Roccat Swarm software. Pretty standard stuff. I mean, it seems like every mouse manufacturer kind of has their own take on the same thing. And it's all pretty much the same. But this one just seems to have a lot of... this could just be a little bit easier to read and a little bit nicer. And I'm not sure why they call it Swarm.